Hello, hi, this is Khairul from Ice Chat. Thank you very much for staying with us. Today, I have a new guest, which is our senior partner and my coursemate actually, in when I took my masters, which is Mr. SK. Yay! Big hand to SK. All right. All right. So SK, can I have you there? Are you with me? Hello, ISK. Did I lost you? Oh, I think I lost SK. Let me just check him again. Hello, SK.
Hello.
Hello, hi. Just lost you. Okay, how's things over there in
Okay,
Cheras?
fine. The weather outside clear, but I believe petang is gonna be hujan lah. So now here Ceras almost every day petang hujan.
Okay. Right, so welcome to the show, Ice Chat. So we like to talk very straightforward today about our topic, yeah, financial anxiety during economic crisis, right? So before we go there, I just like to ask you, how's things during MCO PKP on your side?
Right, it's pretty busy, busier than usual.
Busier than usual, huh?
Yes, because lot of activity lah, bro. So I have to take care of the chores.
Oh,
Because my wife is working from home.
I see.
And
Okay,
her work is not as flexible as I am here.
okay.
So I have to basically cook every day. So dia apa ni masak apa ni weekend aja.
Oh, wah, dahsyat lah.
So because every now and then
Ini.
her boss practically will call her using video conference call.
Aha.
And ask her to appear online. So she will quickly have to grab her tudung and apa ni touch up a bit apa semua kan. So I
Okay.
cakap okay tak apalah.
Ha.
During this MCO,
Ah.
I masak and apa ni you take care of your work. So she's basically practically the whole day glued at the working place.
Okay, wow. So you jadi husband of choice lah.
Oh, what she says? She's just sitting next to me.
Okay, okay. I could see
And
why.
that, on my daily activity pun ada banyak juga. So basically everyone in the house including my two kids. So everyone have a duty roster lah.
Okay.
So everyone have a fair bit of activity that they need to do, house chores.
Right.
So petang-petang apa ni between 5 and 6 kita ada Zumba time.
Oh, okay.
Yes, every alternate day. If not, I'll just be running on treadmill lah. After
Okay. Yeah. I remember you and your treadmill.
Huh?
I remember you and your treadmill. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are really good at that.
And
Okay.
then, gardening, bro.
Gardening. Oh, gardening macam mana tu?
Yes. By the way, have you heard about the terms tabu lampot?
Oh, okay. Tell us more. Tell us more.
Tabu lampot is the words or the concept of for me so I don't have a big compound outside, so I tanam apa ni buah dalam pasu lah. So basically you name it. So currently I have avocado, so I have gajus,
Okay.
longan and few others.
I see. Okay, wow, that's really good. So, when do you expect that to get some harvest?
Huh?
When do you expect that to be harvested?
Harvested.
Okay.
Okay, that depends. So it will take about between maybe 1 or 2 years. So depending on penjagaan, pembajaan, so all this thing lah.
Okay. Okay, that's really good. I like that progress. Okay, now, so get back to our topic. Yeah, financial anxiety. So, what's your thoughts about things that are happening right now during the COVID and pandemic situation, particularly for business?
Particularly for business.
Yeah.
That's a heavy question. I think before we address or we talk about it, I think let us just address or try to understand what does it mean by financial anxiety level.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so this is rather technical. So it's on financial,
Yeah.
but then it's also there's an element of psychology.
Okay.
But in trying to understand what anxiety means is basically its emotional state of being.
Okay.
So that is actually cause unease or even you experience unhealthy attitude towards the way how you manage your money. So
Okay.
in a layman terms, we talk about financial anxiety is money worries.
All right.
So more often than not, it's more psychological than physical lah. Sometimes it's not real.
Not real.
Sometimes it depends because when people have too much high anxiety about or worry about things,
Yeah.
they probably think about something that actually not actually really happening, or it can be unfounded.
I see.
So more often than not, we are playing with the emotion, thoughts, and behavior lah towards money basically.
Okay. Wow. All right. So, I mean, when you say it's unfounded, for example, like what? Give me a specific example.
Probably maybe people thinking too much, how can they actually sustain their life, in the current situations, in perhaps 2 years down the road.
Okay.
Whereby I think what most important right now is actually to stay healthy, to remain calm, stress-free, and making sure that, we can even, take good care of our health.
Okay. Macam yang you buat sekarang lah kot, kan? I think what you do now is you do gardening, you spend more time with your family, keeping the head cool, right? But you see, there are people, for example, they lost jobs, they lost their company, for business. I mean, how would your perspective change in that situation as a CFO? What do you think the person should do?
Yeah. Some the situation happening to some people are real lah. So it's actually really happening. That's why situation like this. So this is what we call difficult. Some we are in economic uncertainty.
Yeah.
But the thing is, before this thing happened, so we could actually anticipate that this kind of situation will happen.
Okay.
You look at every 10 years there will be always economic downturn. Come.
Okay.
That is actually due to subprime crisis.
Right.
And 10 years before it was happening, and Malaysia was hardly hit by financial crisis in mid '97.
Right. Okay.
So I think financially and personally, in terms of business or personal, so we should have some kind of preparations, to weather this kind of situations. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's where saving is important, and so we for those who are actually affected, so probably. It's time to actually, if they need for help, and if they are able to help, so this is also the time for us to extend, our hand and help others.
Okay.
So it's a time for reflection.
Okay. Cool. I think it's a valid thing that you mentioned just now. The thing is, for business, right? for business itself. So, what kind of challenges do you foresee as a CFO, as a chief financial officer yourself? What are challenges that they need to anticipate when it comes to finance?
Okay, talking about that, I believe financially, for the finance people of organization, right?
Yeah.
I think a situation like this, number one, it's perhaps companies would need to think on, because the situations that happen come in cases, okay? Meaning the severity or the effect of this economic uncertainties or downturn or whatever you call it, could lead to financial distress. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is to be wary. Number one, anticipate for I believe I think I've tabled a couple of some sign of symptom that finance people need to look at. Number one is early impairment of some of the assets, because we know some companies are not able to generate revenue as usual as they normally are.
Right.
So companies would find that some asset will need to be impaired faster than usual.
Okay.
Okay, that's number one. Number two is in terms of deterioration of performance. Okay.
Yeah.
We can expect that performance will be badly affected, not only in terms of financials, but it will be affecting the operation first. So we can see right now that a lot of companies are struggling because not only in terms of financial.
Yeah, I think in the community, right? I mean, I'm sure you have some friends in a network in financial. What are the things you talk about as a CFO when it comes to finance during this time? What are the chit chats about?
Is basically right now, I think the most important thing is management of cash or working capital. That is the pivotal to make sure that companies can sustain over a period of time.
Right.
Because right now, for companies, is actually need to look at a short term. So forget about what's going to happen in 2 years down the road or 3 years down the road.
Yeah.
Need to keep going. The business needs to be keep going in the next 3, 6 months or 12 months. So the cash management is very important.
Yeah.
So I would say cash is king right now, bro.
Cash is king, eh?
Cash is king.
Wow, that line sounds familiar to many of us here in Malaysia. But the thing is, okay, so when you say cash is king, how much cash is needed?
How much cash is needed would depends on how much is needed to finance the operation of the company. That's why I mentioned earlier on management of cash and working capital.
Like like the reserve. Sorry, I have to interrupt you. Like the reserves, right? The reserves. Okay, working capital is understand. What about the reserves? Because now the situation seems that there will be some extension, and we don't know how long. What kind of reserve? But of course, it's too late to talk about it. But if they were to raise some funding, what would be the reserve that you think, from your experience, would be sufficient?
Okay, it's your question is contingent upon how long that this crisis will we will see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right, because as we speak right now, it's very much depending on how long that this lockdown or MCO, PKP, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Because it's not only impacting Malaysia, but it's all over the world.
Yeah.
Kan? But the thing is, if this pandemic, can we manage to sail through over 6 months, so I believe perhaps 6 months will be sufficient. But then if it takes longer, then if you do not have enough cash reserve longer than that, so some company might be in trouble.
So all right, That's a good point you brought up there. So as is it right? You mentioned that the company might get into trouble. So from the professional point of view, which one should the CEO or the owner of the company say first, the company or the people? It's very conflicting. I know it's crucial. It could be also, but again, it's significant to a lot of businesses who is having this dilemma. Should I secure my business, or because they have invested so much in it, or should I save my people? Who will be helping me, or who have been helping me, and or who will be also helping me afterwards? Thoughts, SK?
I see. Okay, that's kind of a tricky situation, and it depends on the what kind of management approach that the management in a corporate is adopting. But the thing is, if you ask me, of course, I think all the while we hear about the management mantras that people are the assets of the company.
Yeah.
Right. But very often that we less heard that management qualify the statement. Not all people are the asset of the company.
Not all people,
Not all the people are the asset of the company. So in times like this, it really a trying time. We can see that there's some group of people within our organizations that are pivotal to the ongoing of the company.
Yeah.
And perhaps there are some just perhaps on rather non-critical. So I believe when to address your questions whether or not to save the company or to save the people, obviously if we say that if the company cannot be saved, then how can the company save the people if the company in trouble, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So the first thing is I believe it should be the people, but the thing is the right people. And in a dire situation or in a severe situation of certain company, a hard decision needs to be taken by management to the extent of laying off or perhaps downsizing and all that. So this is inevitable.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a good point there, whereby if the company is not safe, at the same time, I mean, what good it has, right? After whatever that's happening now, it cannot hire new people, it cannot service a customer, and I like the thinking where the management should decide to pick between the non-critical people or function roles and also the critical function and role, right? I think those are important. Again, you need to keep our heads sane and our thinking is sharp, right? Because you need to also get some good advisory from probably the HR or who is this non-critical people, who is not, right?
Correct. And that's why this is very crucial time for some companies or management even need to make the fast decisions, and that it boils down to the data that the company have.
Right.
Accountant must be keeping their figures right.
Right.
So that management can always make a firm decisions and a critical decision need to be made.
Right. Okay. Now I want to ask you, SK, a new question. It's kind of hard to ask this, but which segment do you see would be growing more after the crisis or after this COVID is over, or during this COVID is over?
If right now, what we are talking right now, during this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, what we can see, those sectors that actually can still thrive is basically, I would say, number one in terms of technology, tech-based company. We are talking about, for instance, Cisco system that having a WebEx and Zoom video communication. because this pandemic has somehow uh, so we can hardly meet people like we used to be, so in person, one to one. So the video conferencing, it's actually is something that really a must. So I feel that companies that adopting technologies, tech-based company can actually thrive. That's number one. And number two is in terms of cyber securities.
Cyber securities, okay.
Cyber security is very important right now, and apparently when people are locked down, those techie guy or IT guy who doesn't have things to do, so what they do is they hack, and come up with all the virus, malwares that try to infiltrate, companies' data and information. And mind you, right now we are in the era of big data, you see. So data are the assets of action in terms of cyber security. So that could be affecting the business. Okay.
Okay.
Then another one, the consumer good and product will still people will still be needing consumer good and products. So but then the way how people purchasing is not the same. It's not a brick and mortar, like people going need to purchase go to the mall and purchase things. So companies like if we talk about in Malaysia, nearby my area, Eon, or even Tesco, now they are providing online shopping and complete with delivery.
Okay.
Yes. And in the US, if you heard, companies like Walmart and Amazon, okay, their business are thriving because they are offering online shopping. Okay. So tech-based company that offer online logistic and transport food and Food Panda. So I believe these are companies that are relevant right now, and basically they pretty much can do well compared to other company.
I have a comment from one of my friend Ejal. He mentioned that if you look at the screen, F&B industry will also growing up much wider after this. About F&B business.
I do not disagree with that opinion. I believe because F&B will still be a sector that people needing. But then the way how people conduct this F&B business is going to be different anymore. So it's not. So that's why, like during this PKP, right? We can see the F&B companies that well positioned, to weather the current situation as compared to Pizza Hut, for instance. Because yes, spend is on online purchase and delivery towards doorstep, and even McDonald's, fast food. Okay. And some other F&B industry. So, but the way how this business conducted is going to be different. It's not like people go and dine at the place. So it's going to be different in during this post-pandemic, because we don't know how long that this pandemic will be over. You see?
Yes. Good. Actually, HK, I did some research. Can you just go through that for a while and just to substantiate what you mentioned just now?
Okay, sure.
All right, sure. Yeah, let me just. I did a roundup. Let's take a look at them. All right. Okay. Can you see it on my screen? Just a sec.
Tak boleh apa?
Sekejap. Alright. Yeah, I think it's on the screen already. So I did on the not your screen. You should look at the FB screen.
I see.
Yeah, never mind. So if you look at the roundup that I prepared here, right? That basically what happened is, we talked earlier on about some cash reserve that the company needs. Yeah. Yeah, amount of cash reserve is depending on what the company needs. Probably between 3 months or 6 months. You know, we are not sure. But I want to bring the attention to the businesses that's implementing measures. Now, if you look at the measures over there, they are business like Astro, Food Panda, and the delivery service, a doctor on call. You know, I think this is consistent with what you said earlier on, that a lot more company is providing new service. You know, if you look at here, you know, a lot of companies providing service over there, and also you know, I want to bring about, particularly in airline. Airline was saying that they owe a customer money because of cancellation. You know, this is from Bloomberg. So for company like airline, you know, there's a lot of cancellation. Even like in tourism,
Yeah.
they owe customers money and they don't have business to do. This is a real catastrophe. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I can agree with that, bro. Because I think the one that actually badly, you know, impacted or affected by this tourism related. So basically, it's almost that you know, the business actually could not move at all.
Yeah.
And we see that there are so many flights cancellation, and people who actually plan for a trip somewhere need to cancel their trip. And you know, the way how people you know, travel right now, post pandemic, even I would feel is going to be different than usual. And perhaps we're going to see that people behavior would be, you know, very less prone to this kind of activity, because for fear that it would affect their health.
Yeah, I think medical expenses going to go up as well. There's a concern over there that will create some more anxiety and distress. What do you think?
Correct.
Yeah.
Healthcare, as a frontliner, okay, really have to, you know, double. People becoming, you know, more conscious of their health, because now we can see that you know, this business, healthcare industry, can also thrive. And even we are talking about pharmaceutical, because right now, when you know, in eagerness of people trying to boost their immune system, so basically, you know, whatever you say, whatever you know, people say in social media, they basically buy, they will buy. See?
Yeah,
you know, that, a couple of weeks ago, you know, ada satu berita yang apa ni, diviralkan tentang apa, khasiat daun semambu kan.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
No, at that particular time, you know, people crazy, even try to find you know, that semambu tree, or even some even, you know, wish to plant that tree.
Yeah.
And you know, I also heard about you know, this so-called health tech that able to from where you when you wear that health tech.
Right. Oh, that health tech. Yes.
Yeah.
You spread something, right?
Yeah. So everything that it's you know, that's going viral, that actually can help to boost your immune system, people will go crazy.
Yeah.
I think kalau apa ni, kita viral kan, bro, you know, perhaps mungkin asam jawa kan, katakan ada phytochemicals or, you know, substance, natural substance that could you know, able to treat coronavirus. I think hari-hari orang beli makan apa ni, asam jawa.
Yeah. I mean for those kind of products, right, is, I mean, we understandable, but however, for product that's become expensive, or rather I would say that product that really needs people to put a lot of money, and then they find out it's not working, and I mean that's a bit upsetting, because some of them probably borrow money somewhere just to get a product. They sincerely believe that product could help them, right? Okay, so I want to ask you next question, SK. I mean, as a person, a CFO, a person, and knowing you for some time now, I think you are very good at investment, right? But the thing is, many of the investment now tank. No, it drop. And what would someone should do in this situation? Should we cash out? Should we stay? Should we buy more? Because there's a saying, Buffett is saying, fond of saying, when there's a blood on the street, that's where you should go and buy stuff, right? Stock or whatever. What's your thought about it?
And then there's another quote from Warren Buffett as well.
Yeah.
Be fearful when people are greedy, and be greedy when people are fearful.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
You got to be greedy, right?
Yeah. So now is it the time to be greedy or to be fearful?
I wish I have a crystal ball, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
So, much contingent on how long that this pandemic will be over, because from what we see right now, from the discussion of we hear from World Health officials, the treatment of this coronavirus is they're still debating whether or not how effective the treatment that can come up with.
Yeah.
So people are talking about the effectiveness of hydroxychloroquine or chloroquine phosphate.
Yeah.
So whether or not it's actually works to treat coronavirus or not. So it's still the scientists and doctors are still making research and all that. And talking about antiviral and vaccinations, at one point in time, effective, because from my readings, I was told, or I read somewhere that the virus able to mutate.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Even the vaccinations is produced or introduced, so it require perhaps yearly updates, just like influenza or flu injections. You got to take it on yearly basis.
Yeah.
So that is something that we are not sure yet. Okay, back to your question about investment.
Yeah.
Okay, when talk about investment, what the investment is actually involved, parting our money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we are placing somewhere. We part our money with anticipations that it will grow.
Yeah.
And we give some return, right? So when we talk about investment, whether or it longer that would boils down or depends on what is the objective of our investment. Okay.
Yeah.
And the time frame. Okay. So if your investment or if our investment is for long term, and the objective of the investment is to also realize the market risk, and we know that actually the economic and market risk is realized now, and I don't really think that we should liquidate or divest those investment, even to the extent at a huge loss.
Okay.
When bro, if I ask you, when comes about money, what first come to your mind if you talk about money?
Profit? No, sorry, that's investment. Money.
My money or investment.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we have profit, right?
Yeah, profit, or what returns. But I think when you talk about money, how we manage this emotion that actually determines whether we are making a rational decision or not. So when talk about investment, if the investment is for long term, and right now you know that actually the cycle would, it will go down, and surely it will come up. It surely will come up. It's just a matter of now the recovery is whether we are the economists say or predict that it's going to be a U-shaped recovery instead of V-shaped recovery.
Okay.
So U-shaped recovery meaning the market will down, and it's down for quite for a certain period of time. So we don't know how long, then it will bounce back.
Okay.
So, unlike V-shape, so it normally go down and abruptly it will go up back again.
All right.
But then if the thing is our investment objective is for long term.
So which one is better, V-shape or U-shape?
Obviously V-shape, because it's more of correctional, because it's a bounce, but U-shapes is going to take a longer time. And those people probably really in need of cash, might have to liquidate their portfolio or their investment position, even at a very, at high loss.
Okay, all right. So for you personally, any of recommendation that you have in terms of investment for those who are greedy instead of fearful now?
I think we need to be wary, because we need to actually really closely monitor or keep abreast to the development of how this pandemic is ongoing.
Right.
And it's also I mentioned to you contingent upon how soon that the World Health officials or scientists able to fight this coronavirus or COVID-19. And if the longer it takes, so you need to have a longer mileage. But to some people, probably they are really in need of cash, so they might need to liquidate the position. So that's where some tough decision need to be made. But as long as those people who have adequate reserve in terms of cash, I believe they got to stay through to their investment objective. If it's for long term, so let it be long term. So no need to worry, because the economy will bounce back.
Okay.
I'm sure that it will bounce back. It's just a matter of time.
Okay. There's some hope over there. So again, you're not answering yet my question. What kind of investment that a portfolio that you should have?
Oh, I'm. So I invested some in exchange traded funds via Wahid Invest.
All right. ETFs,
Unit trust in public mutual. And then I invested some allocations in gold.
Gold, okay.
Gold, yeah.
Why gold?
Why gold?
Why gold? Yeah.
Gold is a precious metal, bro. If you read or heard about Robert Kiyosaki, one investment guru or money guru, is a god money.
Right.
Because in the situations whereby in a very uncertain or calamity like that, like the current situations, perhaps fiat money or currency, it's not really able to actually determine the value of what it actually can buy. Gold, something that is precious, and the value.
Yeah.
We can analyze the gold value.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I think interesting that you mentioned a few public mutual. I think those are unit trusts, ETFs like Wahid, and then gold. What about I'm sure there are some of my friends who in the business now currently they lend people money. It's become like illegal. Illegal alone, giving money to people, because there are people who are really in need of cash, right? I think
offering peer financing.
That's
Something
right.
like that.
Peer financing, like peer-to-peer peer financing. I think that's a good method as well. Just that I mean they do it. I would say under the radar, based on trust like that. You know, I want to ask you what you call question that could be also controversial. Should we lend people money now? No, in this situation.
Okay, that depends on your credit appetite, and I think depending on how is the credit assessment is done. You know, I believe in times like this, those people who would like to lend money, so they really need to really assess the credit worthiness of their potential customer or clients, so whether or not chances of recovering back whatever they lend, it's highly unlikely or not, because as we now clueless, where is this when and until when this pandemic will be over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think from what you said, we really need to be very careful, because you might not get your money back in this situation right now, right?
Exactly. That's basically in a situation like this, we sort of already in the face of credit tightening. Even if you know the way how commercial banks do.
Yeah.
Tighten the credit a lot more. You see, in lending the money to customer. So that basically also should also apply if you're gonna lend money to someone in need.
Yeah.
But it depends, bro. If if we really need to help somebody who actually really need to badly need the help,
Yeah.
mungkin itu jadi kita punya tanggungjawab jugalah.
Yeah. I think helping people in need should also be part of our social obligation.
Yes.
Yeah. That should be one thing that we should always cultivate, and role modeling, particularly for our children and future generation. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's a good point that you brought up there. That I mean, it's okay, you can help people, but to borrow people money now and expect them to pay in certain times may not be a wise idea.
That is my take.
All right.
That's
Yeah. Okay.
So the thing is, we if we have that kind of mentality of trying to be more charitable, I think we need to really select those really in need, and maybe we can just kita derma lah, kita bantu those yang kurang bernasib baik, kan?
Yeah. Okay. So just now I mentioned about something about banking, right? I know they are tightening their credit rates and credit processing. I want to ask you about the moratorium provided by the bank. Just sidetrack a little bit. Do you think the moratorium reduces the anxiety that people have individually and also in business? What do you think?
To some people who actually badly affected, by this PKP, so I think mainly those people in SME, daily wages earner.
Yeah.
That actually really helped, bro. And even to to those people who actually feel that actually they think that they have a subsequent cash reserve. I think they should take the opportunity to to utilize this moratorium facility that being offered by the bank.
Yeah.
But of course, those people who actually really deep pocketed, that they actually want to continue on with their installment payment, that's okay. Because we got to understand, because some people, even some of my friends are confused. They thought that the moratorium is free. Actually no, because the bank will still be accruing the interest. You see?
Okay. Oh really? But I thought that the bank has also mentioned that they won't be accruing.
No, yes. you just have the moratorium. So meaning you don't need to pay the installment for a period of 6 months.
Right. Okay.
Then it will be accrued, but the interest that is actually accrued over this 6 months period.
Right.
So it's either you are given a choice whether it will be capitalized in your loan sum,
I
or
see.
you're going to pay the one lump sum later on when the installment payment is resumed back.
I see. Okay. Thanks for the clarification. That's good. Right. So I want to ask you. I want to also share a little bit here now about the things I prepared the slide just now. Can you just take a look at them back again? Yeah. Just a sec. Right. Okay. Okay. If you look on my screen, right, you're able to see this, right?
Bro, I'm not able to see it.
Yeah. Probably you could look at the FB. Can you see on the FB? It should appear there actually. Yeah, it's on the FB. Now, so this is what we call the next normal. The next normal post COVID. Yeah, a consumer will change some new behavior. Not just the new normal, but the next normal. There'll be some supply chain shifts, health, then and also the economic regulation, particularly cross-border and global trade. I think will be also affected. Because of people becoming more worried, particularly in the health and life sciences, and companies. If you could see there, organizational workforce as well as corporate valuation. There's also stress over the corporate valuation. Is it like some startup? Their valuation affected because of this situation right now. Yeah. And of course, we talked earlier on about tourism. This is going to be badly affected. But like some of my friend mentioned just now, that in the F&B industry, that F&B including tourism will also be growing up much faster and much wider, because I'll be having a talk, ice chat with one of our leading F&B and tourism expert this Saturday, which Mr. Huza, he will be covering a lot on this topic as well. And then we could see in terms of deficit, whether can the country go back into its recovery again, because building economy is not taking short, it takes very long time, you see. So there's the worry whether or not can the business pick up again, and how long do we need to take time to develop the economy back again. And it mentioned on the screen over there, it's not the time to be petty, it's time for sacrifice and decisive action, right? So I want to bring this topic to you. How do you view as sacrifice as a CFO, as a management in the company? What should they do? SK.
Oh, it's a tough question, bro.
It is actually, yeah, it is. I have no choice but I have to ask you, because this is something that you say that it's not time to be popular, time for sacrifice and decisive action. Yeah, please help us in this question.
Yeah, that in trying to address that kind of question, bro.
Yeah,
that would depend on how the companies are severely or financially impacted, adversely impacted by this kind of situation. And again, we haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel yet. So we would, be probably seeing that, this probably be end.
Right.
And I believe in situation like this, for companies, in a situation whereby, in order to be sustainable, or to be the going concern is an issue. Yeah, the going concern is an issue, because whether the business will return to normalcy or not. But at the same time, right now, the company is basically, can hardly survive in terms of, able to generate, revenue or enough, profit to continue on moving. And certain harsh decisions need to be made. So I believe this is a time for certain companies that are actually badly affected, that they should not be so apologetic in taking some
right,
or taking up some of the staff allowances and all that. And even need to review back. I think for the legal people or for an accountant in the company, they need to actually review back all the agreements, of the company, and perhaps review and try to renegotiate. All these agreements that would have some financial commitment. So try to renegotiate with counterparties on how they can actually mutually reduce their commitment in order to keep the companies going.
Yeah, I think that's a good point that you brought up. But there are two points I want to ask you more, which is, okay, you talk about a company allowance, for leaders, for bosses, right? I had situation several years ago where a staff is saying that even during the trying times, so this is, we are talking about sometime in 2010 when we had the Great Depression or the financial crisis, right? So there are bosses, although they take a little pay cut, but their entitlement are still in full package, full board. They fly business class, they stay in the big hotel, they stay in suite because they are CEOs, they are top management, right? Now this bleak picture is coming back again, and I could see that a lot of bosses are taking a pay cut, some 10%, some 25%, but I'm not really sure whether are they really still entitled of their full allowance after taking a pay cut. Your thoughts, SK?
No, I believe that actually when we talk about sacrifices, when I mentioned that management used to say out loud the mantra of people are asset of the company.
Yeah.
They should understand that management is also the part of the people of the company. When we talk about sacrifices, it's come across the board, so it's from the top and to bottom.
Yeah.
And I believe if by example, they also should also proportionately sacrifice make their bid in doing some sacrifices, and because to management taking up allowance or some of their perks could really have a great impact than certain reductions of pay cut of lower people. We are talking about people in B40 or even M40, for instance.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then you mentioned about renegotiating the agreements, right, with vendors and business partners. How difficult it is from your experience? In the management, is it easy, or is there any tips that you can give to some of us?
That's very much on our negotiation like this is impacting everyone across the board. And right now, it's not only we are talking about things happening in Malaysia, but it's all over the world. Okay? I think when we try to sort of negotiate on the terms of the agreement, people actually aware about the whole situations. I believe that you are making your point across. You don't just give reason out of nothing. It's not a baseless kind of reasoning. Okay, everyone know that you are affected by the crisis. The business is badly affected. And some tough decision need to be made by the counterparties that actually whether or not they will finally totally lost the business in the event that their clients failure
Yeah.
because we are talking about survival of certain company. Because
Yeah.
we got to understand it's affecting the whole supply chain.
Yeah.
If you're for companies, paying a high monthly rental,
Yeah.
okay, and they try during this time to negotiate with landlord, okay.
Yeah.
Some landlord could be very sticky because that is the agreements. That's it. You got to pay. But the
Yeah.
thing is, in situation like this, if you are empathize with the situation,
Yeah.
because it's impacting everybody, and if you're, fully empathize about, your client situations, some considerations, can be made
Yeah.
to sort of go down, the rental and things like that.
Yeah.
So when the economy recover, so this is the time that we can see that the relationship, how the excellent relationship being established, in a during a crisis time like that.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, I think you mentioned a good word there, that vendors need to also think about the future as well and make some considerations. I think they shouldn't just stuck up their decision and don't want to move, because after everything is over, no, God willing, touch wood, that they could continue doing business again. No? Otherwise, it'll be very, very odd, right?
Yes, bro. So when I mentioned about reviewing of the agreement,
Mm.
not only reviewing agreements of our payables, with our vendor. So perhaps some of our client, customer would also want to review some of the the terms of the agreement. So while we
Yeah.
try to push our vendor to sort of maybe extending a credit term, or
Yeah.
relax on certain or the obligation of the agreement. So we also need to be sort of empathize with the requests from our customer
Yeah.
on the need basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the word empathize and finance officer doesn't jive quite well, but most of the time as the perception, yeah. But I really do feel that this is really a teachable moment for many of us when it comes to empathy. And of course, the during the first week, like my interview yesterday and some of friends that I talked to, many of us actually wondering, no, is it going to be a 1 week or 2 weeks thing, because we think it's going to just be a very temporary measure, but it is going on, and I think by the second and third week, and now we are going into the fourth week, we are on the 22 or 23 days already, right? In other words, that things start to sink in, and some of my friends are already telling me that they have started to get more positive response from their vendors, extending, you're right, extending credit terms, looking back at the MOQ, certain MOQ they really need the raw mat for their work, but certain MOQ they can allow them to reduce, because why? Because they really need to negotiate on the finance and what you call their credit terms as well, right? And when it comes to empathy, right, how much empathy should we build in this strike, because everybody is affected, the supply chain is affected. So your own thoughts about empathy, SK?
So yeah, obviously there's a limit to what we can actually do, or in trying to relax on certain way in making decisions.
Yeah.
So that just boils down to very much on the whether we really have a grasp of the informations, meaning the decision makers of the company need to have a clear and full informations before making such a decisions, because I mind you that some decision need to be made pretty fast, but it should be still an informed decision. So the data-driven, accurate data-driven, decision-making process, need to be adopted in this case. Before relaxing, or even requesting for some kind of renegotiated terms of the agreement.
Yeah. Okay, SK, we are approaching the end of the show today, the Ice Chat. Thank you so much. Any final words from you?
Final words. Back again, I think my recommendation or advice to basically management of corporates or finance people, particularly, this is a situations whereby unprecedented, and no one is actually really know how severely this is going to impact us. So again, for finance people, I think effective cash management is very important. Cash is king. Times like this, we might need to actually taking an approach of cash optimization rather than profit. Company need to be more concerned about the cash, to optimize the cash rather than to optimize the profit, because in times like this, it's okay not to make profit or even to make less profit, because you know the difference between profit and cash, right? Because in accounting terms, profit is recognized when sales is made. Unfortunately, the sales is recognized when product or services is rendered or product shipped out, but not when the money is collected. Okay, so we have a situation whereby the profit is high, but the company have a very much less of cash. So in times like this, I think be focused on cash optimization and profit optimization, and some harsh decision that need to be made. I think this is the time for management, because I remember, when I working in previous company, you see, when for yearly appraisal, we have some problems. Their team member, there are some non-performer. But some land manager even have difficulty in naming or even nominate who is the non-performer, because this non-performer, if they list, potentially they're gonna have backlash that the boss will be unpopular and all that. So in terms like this, I think management should be less apologetic in taking some drastic measures in the situation if needed. I guess that's about it, and also it's a time of reflection, and I believe the way how we conduct our business is not going to be the same as what we used to have it before. And stay-at-home economy right now is going to be a new nuance, or new norms right now. So people talking about social distancing. And the way how people conduct business. And during this time of reflection, companies will need to look at ways on how areas can be improved to conduct their business. Digitalization is the way to go, because when we talk about digitalizations, it involves we already talked about it quite some time ago. So, and I surprised, there are some company, even some big company, that actually still not ready with the ecosystem when we talk about work from home, because some company even in a very lockdown situation whereby the activity cannot move at all, in the current situation, because they are not prepared. Some bosses even have difficulty to get in touch with their subordinates in times like this. So the way how my take.
Right, I think that's interesting. We got the thank you from Chan Chingpen for this session, and I really like to do a roundup very quickly here. Thanks so much, SK, for having your time just to make a few short roundup and about how to reduce the anxiety. I think you need to renegotiate the payments, particularly for business. They really need to renegotiate their payments so that they are able to make sure the business survive in this area, negotiate their payment, And we get from Sharil Aziz. Thanks for sharing. That's a good point. Thank you so much for staying with us. And I hope to see you guys, SK. You can see the threads of the up slide. You can get it from our website. I'll put a link there afterwards. With that, thank you so much, SK. Give SK a big hand, please. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, SK. Take good care. Stay safe. Keep in touch. Bye.
Stay safe.
Same to you. Bye.
All right.
Right, that's SK, gentlemen. Thank you very much once again. And tomorrow we're going to have another session with Rosanna. So tomorrow there will be a session with Rosanna. What is the meaning of resilience amidst COVID-19? That tomorrow sessions with Rosanna. Tomorrow session with Rosanna. On resilience, on resilience, and that's very important, on resilience. So stay tuned with us. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Have a great day, and bye bye.